This is Jason Barros. He's a 1L full-time. Jason, what's your take on first year?
First year has been a roller coaster. You get here and it's like they just throw you in, sink or swim. You don't even have time to think about the unbelievable amount of work that you're doing, because right off the bat there's enough reading to keep you busy pretty much, every day of the week. But it's been great. I've met a lot of great people. Every single class that I've taken has been amazing. Every single class is like my new favorite area of law. Every professor is my new favorite professor. Definitely, acclimating yourself to kind of, I don't want to say social alienation, but you got to get used to spending a lot of time in the library, spending a lot of time on campus. For me, it was tough because I missed my friends. I just moved to a new city. My friends missed me. I don't see my family as much as I would like to. But it's part of the sacrifices that you make, to go to law school, and definitely worth it in every regard. And I think I can understand why they say first year is the most important year, not just because of the effect that it has on, in terms of your grades and how your internships and employers and stuff like that, but also, these people that I'm going to school with every day are going to be my colleagues for the rest of my life. And this is the year where I form relationships and bonds with them, make the first impression, and learn how to deal with people of all different, backgrounds coming from different places. But we all have the same thing in common of what we want to do with our lives and what we're willing to put into achieving that goal. So it's been great. It's been, like I said, a roller coaster. There's been times where I've been torn my hair out, I've wanted to cry, I've wanted to die. There's also been times where I've had, ear-to-ear smile all day, listening to amazing professors give amazing lectures and learning about really cool stuff. So,
how is the life of a 1L different or similar to what you expected?
No one can prepare you for how much work it is, to be honest. And I have friends who are attorneys, and friends who have gone or in law school right now, who told me, just get ready for this. It's going to be unbelievable. Even my mom, you don't listen to your parents because, whenever they went to school, it was dark ages or whatever. But even my mom was telling me about how when her best friend was in law school, it's like she never saw her and how she was always in the library. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. I'm sure it's tough, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. But after that first week of school, which feels like a month, that's when you realize exactly how much work it is. After you spend your first hour of reading case books and you've only read 5 pages in that hour, you get better at it, don't worry, but you realize it's a lot more work than anyone could ever prepare you for. But it's also really rewarding. I know that sounds weird to be saying that it's this crushing amount of work, but that you still get pleasure out of it, but you do. And that's the other thing that maybe you don't expect, is that the 1L year is fun. Everyone told me that it was going to be grueling, but I've learned a lot about myself, about my work ethic, about what I can accomplish, about how much information I can retain in my brain. You buy your books from the bookstore and the stack is this high, and you're like, all of that's going to be in my brain by the end of the semester, but it really ends up there, at least temporarily.
What do you have lined up for this coming summer?
This summer I have a really exciting opportunity. It wasn't actually my first choice opportunity, but I guess since people who are going to be watching this are probably going to be in my shoes eventually, I want to let them know that you don't have to worry about getting your first choice opportunity. Get what you can get, make the most of it. For me, I'm going to be going to Orange County to work with the public defender's office, which is great because the PD's office is an amazing place to gain experience, but it's in Orange County and I want it to be in the Bay Area, so I have to take the bitter with the sweet, but I'm excited about it. Sure, I'm going to learn a lot, and I'll be right back here at the start of next year. So,
what's your take on professors at Santa Clara Law?
I'm a little bit biased because I think I got I'm sure they're all great, but I got an excellent lineup of professors, really, really excellent. I can honestly say, if it's all right to name names, Professor McIntosh, my contracts professor, is probably one of the finest, best prepared educators I've ever been in a room with. She's like a machine. The way that things unfold in class, it's like clockwork. Everything's always crystal clear. She knows where she wants to take you. She makes sure that you get there, and she makes it fun too. I had Professor Wright for torts, one of the nicest people in the universe, and also an incredibly accomplished professor in his field. I had Jimenez for civil procedure. He's amazing. Civil procedure can be a really dry subject if it's not taught correctly, and he managed to make it fun, so another win there. I had David Ball for criminal law. He's a new professor here at Santa Clara. He used to do improv comedy, but he's also a Stanford grad and Rhodes Scholar, right? So he knows his stuff, but he also presents it in a way that's really entertaining, so that was awesome. who else did I have? Mertens for property. She's amazing because she's like, I guess, the dean of, I don't know exactly what her title is, but she oversees the quality of teaching for other professors. So you know she has her stuff together. I have Steinman this year for con law. I see from the way you're shaking your head that you're familiar with him. That's an experience. An incredibly brilliant guy who has his own unique kind of take on teaching. That's probably not just unique to Santa Clara, but to law schools everywhere. I mean, the guy's just he's kind of on another level. So I've had a lot of really excellent professors. I've been very lucky, and I think most of my classmates in other sections have said the same thing. So even though I feel like I got lucky, I'm sure all the professors here are excellent.
What's your advice on balancing your schoolwork and your personal life, your social time?
I struggled with this at first because I was one of those people who came here and wanted to just dive in, put my nose to the grindstone, and once I realized how what was required of me and how much work there was ahead of me, I was tempted to just shut everything out. Right? If I can't have enough time to hang out with my friends as much as I want, then I won't just do it at all. I'll just focus on school totally. Don't do that. You will get burned out really quickly doing that. So it's important to take this seriously. Obviously, you've got to put in the hours almost every day, right? At least 6 days a week if you want to do this right. But if you don't take the time for yourself, you're not going to make it through this. I mean, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and the long-term fatigue will set in if you don't have some kind of outlet to preserve your sanity. So for me, in terms of fun stuff that I was doing, I've been DJing since I was 15. I still tried to DJ while I was in law school. I'd run up to the city and do a gig, maybe once a month. Second semester, I actually started doing an internet radio show just to have some kind of, creative outlet, just something totally different. But what was nice about it, for me, what I liked about it, is that it was still a responsibility. It was still something that I had to be, ready for every week. And that kind of kept me in that mind frame of, gladiator mindset, but at the same time allowed me to do something other than read casebooks 7 days a week. So.
And why did you choose Santa Clara University?
For me, the choice was a no-brainer. I mean, my experience, my legal experience thus far is in the field of intellectual property. We're in Silicon Valley, and Santa Clara is a leader in IP. And to a certain extent, every law school is regional, right? But if this is what you're interested in doing, I mean, eventually the kind of contacts that you want to have are across the street, down the street. I mean, I can throw a rock from the roof of this library and hit 10 different major companies in the field that I want to practice in. So for me, that made it it wasn't even a choice. It wasn't even difficult. I knew that I wanted to go to Santa Clara from the beginning. So
excellent. Well, thank you so much, Jason.
You're welcome. Thank you.